Sorry, I played the wrong intro. But today we are going to be talking about what is going on here. And that would be with the new developments in Vanderstok. So we are going to back up a little bit and then we're going to talk about what is actually going on here. Okay. In Vanderstok, what is going on is that the Supreme Court ruled against us in Vanderstok, but the circuit court, which it was kicked back down to, remanded it back down to the district court to have a redo, basically. What that means is that they have something called a status conference, and they ask both sides what they want to do. When this originally came out, I said that there was a chance that the government would reverse course and change their mind about what to do in the case at the district court level. At the end of May, there's supposed to be something called a status conference update. Basically, it is the prosecution or the defendants and the plaintiffs both submit like a brief. Sorry, I got a headache. A brief of what their stances are, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. The government today has asked for that status conference to be put off for 60 days. So they want the case to be stayed for 60 days. Now, you might say, hey, that's bad. But apparently, they are reconsidering their position on Vanderstok to be in line with the executive order that Trump issued on Second Amendment cases.
Okay.
So the DOJ is reviewing to see if they're going to change their stance on Vanderstok, which is actually a good sign. Because they could say, no, we're going to keep the same exact stance, and we lose.
Yes.
By them stating we might be changing our stance on that, then it could change everything. They could come out and say we agree with the plaintiffs.
One, it's not a win. Two, it's not a loss. They're just kicking the football down the road for 60 days.
It's given them time to review where they stand.
Is that after we got a fist up our butt on suppressors?
Yeah, this has nothing to do with that. This is the DOJ deciding that they might reconsider their stance in Vanderstok, which is, and speaking about Vanderstok, one of the parties in Vanderstok that came in is Jordan Venro, who owns a company called JSD Supply, not an LLC, who is maybe my source. I'm not saying anything, but they are part of the Vanderstok case.
Okay, so wasn't this kicked down? It was GVR'd by the Supreme Court, and they said
GVR'd.
Okay.
GVR'd is granted, vacated,
and remanded to the lower court.
They made a decision and they kicked it back down for decision.
But didn't they say you need to decide this based on these guidelines?
Yes.
And what were the guideline instructions?
Basically, if they decided on the guidelines, it would, and the government didn't object, it would be that unserialized frames is our firearms. But if the government comes in and says, hey, we're not going to contest the plaintiff's accusations, the plaintiffs win.
Okay. Gotcha.
Hey, Dark.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Oh, yeah, you're not live on CRS's channel?
No. Dragon Hiller, hope you're doing well.
Dang, man. Yeah, God bless you and your healing, brother.
God bless.
Man. Yeah, my apologies. I had a little something come up. Sorry to leave you waiting there for a bit.
No problem. So that is what's going on. So this is actually, I think, a positive sign that they're actually reconsidering. They might be reconsidering their stance in Vanderstok.
I guess if they had an immediate decision, it would have been to the negative, and that would be bad.
Yeah.
And I guess kicking the football down the road is good.
It's not really kicking the football down the road. It is more giving them a chance.
I'm just salty.
To change their stance.
I feel you.
I would much rather have this than the DOJ stick by their current stance, and we
say, hey, no, we're our minds are made up. We know what we want.
Yeah. So the whole kicking it back to what the 5th District Court said in their ruling.
No. That's not the thing anymore. Northern District of Texas District. The 5th Circuit is the circuit court above the district court.
That's right.
It got kicked down to the 5th, and the 5th kicked it down to the district.
Okay.
Dang. All right. Well,
so I guess I'm always incredibly frustrated that the judicial system moves so damn slow. Why does it take them so long to figure out what their position is? If they're going to defend it, fine. If they're not going to defend it, fine. Go with it.
Well, it sounds like what they do is, what they're supposed to do is study it. Study, now text history and tradition, and actually look into the constitutionality of things, unless they're, insane judges that are, we need to get
there's several activist judges out there, but you got to remember these briefs aren't short. They're like, sometimes they're, for example, I will pull one up right here. This is a 7th Circuit Court brief right here. I actually won't bring it up, but this one's 127 pages.
Okay. All right. So I was going to say, it sounds to me, and again, uneducated me, yay or nay, and then figure out the spin. How do you get reelected and spin it to whoever you need to spin it to, or keep your popular standing?
No, usually they go through, what they do is they go through the history of the case, the legal stuff that they're going to say, and then and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of stuff that actually goes into it.
All right. So it could be reasonable that they get a 60-day delay so they can make interns write the brief.
It could be. It wouldn't be interns. It would be probably like law clerks.
Dang old clerks that are probably paid the same amount as interns.
Probably. Well, law clerks are, they're going through like law school and everything else like that. They clerk for a court before they go into whatever.
Well, let's see what happens. I'll tell you what, I mean, not everyone was able to, stock up on, frames and other items. And a lot of people are confused on this because they believe that building unserialized guns is illegal on like a federal scale. It's not the case.
To transfer of unserialized firearms frames, which is what the rule, not a law, it's a rule, forbids.
But if you're somebody that has like pallets of 80% frames just sitting in their gun room in a free state, you can still build whatever you want. Also, there are like the 76% bridge frames out there still available that are ATF compliant.
Well, I'm not going to make a claim that they're ATF compliant.
No. That's why I said they're ATF compliant with air quotes, and it's doing confetti. They're advertised as being ATF compliant, but really what they did was they took the words or the word salad that the ATF said, it can't have the trigger housing area open. It can't have like the rails drop in. They basically called out exactly the condition of the polymer 80 frames and then said, this is bad, but 80% ARs are okay. 80% AKs are okay. And so
They
1911s.
they gave some examples, but they didn't say it can't have the trigger hop. It's
it said why the ARs were okay. And
but
yeah.
that doesn't mean that it would transfer over to a polymer gun.
No.
Now, do I think that they're going to go after like the 76%ers or whatever? I don't think so. Not right now, but in the future that could change depending on the administration.
Yeah. I think it depends on how this is going to end. I mean, obviously, all of us are kind of just, like doing our best to like make a call based on the information that we've seen so far. And it would be kind of ridiculous for the ATF to go after companies and people right now. But depending on how this ends, I think they might, if it doesn't end in our favor, I think they might go after these companies that have been selling 80%ers without, just kind of carelessly doing that, or even the 76% bridge frames.
No, I don't think they're going to go after anyone right now. But what I am saying that if we get a Democrat in office, then I do absolutely can see it happening.
Yeah. Eagle Run, absolutely. I own a jig company, DLD Hardware, and I was selling lots of jigs every single day. And now the amount that I was, formerly doing like per day, I'm doing per week. So yeah, it shut like everyone down on builds. I mean, I stopped building, I mean, I didn't stop, but I slowed down tremendously.
Yeah, so I mean that's basically it. We'll have to wait 60 days and see what happens if the court grants it, because there's a chance the court won't grant the stay. I can't see them not granting the stay because they usually do whatever the government wants. But it's going to be interesting to see.
I was about to click on the same comment. Jordan Vinro, shout out to you. Says we can't even get Republican-controlled legislature to take suppressors off the NFA. Urgh! Dude, I know it. It almost seems like they were bought off.
It almost seems like I knew exactly what was happening behind the scenes.
It almost seems like lobbyists be lobbying.
So, let me just not say we. Is the pin going to get pulled on the grenade on the company that...
I'm pretty sure it's going to.
The pin's going to get pulled on that grenade.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about Vanderstok, guys. And I just wanted to give you an update on Vanderstok, where we're standing, and everything else. So I am going to get out of here right now, and I will go ahead and say it before the guys because they want to say it. Visit definitionknives.com and pick up a knife from them because they're going to say that.
Yeah. Appreciate that. Bing. Actually, we're out of a couple of our most popular models, but we got new ones dropping, and we actually named the Gideon, which is the water that surrounds Patmos Island, in honor of Gideon. So Gideon Optics, Jordan Vinro, Puting Bob, all those guys, we named a knife after them in honor of them and everything they do to fight for our natural rights. So shout out to you guys.
I do want to say, and this might not mean anything, but Silencer Shop did sign the letter requesting suppressors be taken off the NFA.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Silencer Shop did sign a letter requesting that suppressors be taken off the NFA. They're the ones with the kiosk.
Okay. That's interesting.
So yeah, just wanted to put that out there.
I'm practicing my poker face.
What do you mean you're practicing? I don't get it.
Nothing.
I've never said anything about Silencer
Never
Shop.
mind.
Or
Never
anything.
mind.
Yeah,
Don't
I
say
don't know.
anymore.
I think people are conflating that
Yeah.
comment with
Yeah, they're.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that. That's like a red herring. So don't go there.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that the Silencer Shop did sign a letter. Rich doesn't know anything, so yeah.
I really wish you wouldn't say that so often.
Well, no, you might have guesses, but you don't know anything for sure.
He only speaks the truth. MB says, I joined late. Cliff notes for what happened before this.
Okay, we're gonna do it one more time. Then we're gonna get out of here.
We do have like 50 more people in here, so it'd probably be helpful. Thanks, Johnny Bar.
You might be right. Maybe they were. I don't know. What happened is that if Vanderstok went back down to the district court level, the government asked for a 60-day stay. There's supposed to be a status hearing at the end of the month, a status report due at the end of the month, not a hearing, but a status report due at the month. They decided to ask for a 60-day stay because they might be changing their stances on frames and receivers. This is the federal government. So there you go.
So it could be maybe.
So no leaks, no rumors. That's a potential of what could be. All we know is they want 60 days.
I don't have any inside information on this other than what I told you guys. That's it. You guys have all the information I have right now.
It could potentially go in our favor, and it also may not. But there's a chance.
Correct. All right, that is it. And yeah. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day. Check out DLD After Dark at DLD After Dark on YouTube, and Flying Rich at Flying Rich Firearms and Flying Rich on YouTube.
And shop at the Stickman.
And with that, we are out of here.
Stickman.
Bye.
Definition.